Hello Manchester United fans. Jamie Carragher not angry with Liverpool move amid Marcus Rashford plea. Trent Alexander-Arnold's exit from Liverpool in edging closer, but Jamie Carragher claims he's not angered by a potential free transfer as Marcus Rashford is urged to quit Manchester United for Aston Villa. Premier League action will resume next week following the international break, with Liverpool looking to edge closer to the title and put their latest setbacks behind them. 2 successive losses have derailed what could have been a historic season. Instead, a top-flight success is the only trophy they're set to land, with Arsenal's challenge all but done, even if they are still mathematically still in the hunt. Their immediate challenge is on wrapping up second spot, with the Champions League still in their sights. Manchester United, meanwhile, will look to make it 5 games without a loss when they head to high-flying Nottingham Forest. Ruben Amorim has enjoyed some time out of the spotlight, but remains under pressure to improve fortunes at Old Trafford. Sir Jim Ratcliffe recently gave an insight into his time at the club, holding little back when it came to performances, financials, and underperforming players. More changes, though, are needed if the Red Devils are to become successful amid continued fan discontent. Carragher not angered by Trent exit. Jamie Carragher has defended Trent Alexander-Arnold ahead of his possible free transfer to Real Madrid. The Liverpool icon admits he is disappointed that the academy graduate has decided to leave Anfield instead of pursuing more major honors with his boyhood club. Real Madrid are long-term admirers of Alexander-Arnold, who has been free to speak with overseas clubs since January after entering the final 6 months of his deal. It has emerged this week that an agreement to take the player to Spain is all close to done, which has divided opinion. He said on the Stick to Football podcast, "It seems like there's not one thing people are unhappy with. It's leaving on a free, or that he should have come out and told the club earlier. People are angry for 3 or 4 different things. I'm not angry about him going on a free. In an ideal world, Liverpool would get £70 million or £80 million for him to reinvest, but you can't have it both ways as a supporter. Villa will make Rashford better." Aston Villa have told Marcus Rashford that they can continue making him better, as the striker enjoys a renaissance under Unai Emery, having moved on loan in January after being axed by Ruben Amorim. His long-term Manchester United future remains in question, but he's enjoyed a productive start to life with Villa. He's come up with 4 assists in 9 appearances, and it is understood the Midlands side are keen to keep Rashford on an extended basis. An option to make the deal permanent is present in the deal, believed to be in the region of £40 million. Sporting director Monchi has gone public with his desire to keep Rashford. Manchester United and Kobbie Mainoo could go separate ways in summer transfer window. Kobbie Mainoo's future is uncertain at his boyhood club, and there is a chance Man United could sell him in the summer. Manchester United and Kobbie Mainoo could go their separate ways in the summer transfer window. Mainoo has been in contract negotiations with United since March 2024, and an agreement still hasn't been reached, despite talks continuing between both parties over a new deal. The Manchester Evening News understands there is a genuine chance that Mainoo could leave in the summer. There needs to be a compromise in contract negotiations for Mainoo to stay, which supporters are hoping for, but it's thought a split might eventually be best for the player and club. Mainoo's campaign has been stop-start, and he doesn't have a settled role in Ruben Amorim's formation. Amorim has used Mainoo in the midfield pivot, the number 10 position, and also experimented by playing him up front against Crystal Palace at Old Trafford in February. How Mainoo fits into Amorim's plans will be considered ahead of a decision this summer, and United could look to bank a fee in the region of £70 million for the talented young midfielder. United must operate within profit and sustainability rules (PSR), and the sale of academy graduates represents total profit, which could also be a factor in deciding Mainoo's future. Amorim could view Mainoo's future in his system in one of the number 10 roles, which means he would be competing with Alejandro Garnacho, Ahmad, Joshua Zirkzee, and Mason Mount. Kobbie's position today, we had time to understand the players. He was struggling a lot defending as a midfielder, now more as a number 10. You can feel he's playing on the ball nearer the box, and near the box is really good with his small connections, said Amorim after the Europa League game against FSCB in January. Erik ten Hag described Mainoo as the perfect midfielder, and the 19-year-old played in a central position for England during last summer's European Championship. Gareth Southgate labelled Mainoo as exceptional and said England hadn't really had a player like him until now. The Stockport-born youngster enjoyed a brilliant breakthrough season at United in 2023/2024, which culminated with Mainoo scoring the winner in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Those who have worked with Mainoo at Carrington during his rise through the academy believe he's got the character to become a future United captain, and a potential departure would be controversial. Mainoo is currently recovering from an injury, and a club source has said he is focusing on his return. Ruben Amorim might not be able to ignore 24-goal Manchester United ace any longer. The Man United first team have struggled for goals all season, but have scored them for fun at youth level. Manchester United return to Premier League action next week, and although there are still 2 months remaining of the season, it is almost inconsequential how they fare. Sure, a higher league position will warrant additional prize money, but the sole focus for the rest of the campaign is on the Europa League. Even if they record their lowest ever Premier League finish, United could still somewhat salvage their season by winning the European trophy and securing a passage back into the Champions League. It would not only make them a more attractive prospect to join this summer, but it would hand Ruben Amorim his first piece of silverware and provide a huge financial boost. The prize money United would earn from Champions League qualification would dwarf that of finishing a few places higher in the Premier League. It is why Amorim needs to focus solely on winning the Europa League, even if it means resting star players for high-profile domestic clashes. 24-goal ace could get a chance. With all attention turned to the Europa League, Ruben Amorim could look to rotate his squad in the coming matches, so they are fully fit for their quarter-final clash with Lyon. There is no real need to do so against Nottingham Forest next Tuesday night, and perhaps not even against Man City a week on Sunday. Could make sense to do so against Newcastle, though, the match played between the home and away legs against Lyon. Amorim did similar when he rested Rasmus Højlund for the home draw against Arsenal, which was played between the Real Sociedad tie in the last round. And as the tournament progresses, there is a greater argument to make further changes to his lineup. Joshua Zirkzee was selected up front against Arsenal, with Højlund selected from the bench and Cheeto Obi, an unused substitute, against his former side. United's hopes of winning the Europa League could depend on Højlund, so it might not be out of the question if he was rested entirely during the final couple of months of the league campaign. Zirkzee and Cheeto would be the obvious candidates to lead the line instead, and there is another compelling option to Amorim in the shape of teenage striker Gabriel Biancheri. The 18-year-old has netted 17 goals in 25 appearances for United across the age groups this season, with another 7 in 9 appearances for the Wales U19 side, including 2 against Italy and 1 against Turkey earlier this week. Confidence is the key to any striker. Just look at how Højlund has fared without it this season, and Biancheri is a player who has it in abundance right now. He is in a similar position to the one Ethan Wheatley was in last season, a player who has made 4 appearances for the first team, but who has struggled on loan at Walsall this campaign. His rise is perhaps a warning. Man United open to selling player who changed everything under Ruben Amorim. Manchester United is set for a busy summer transfer window after a poor season. The Red Devils are currently 13th in the league, and when they resume their Premier League campaign, they will face Nottingham Forest, who are chasing Champions League football. Ruben Amorim's side have failed to perform in the Premier League, but their performances in the Europa League have been outstanding. It is their only chance to qualify to the Champions League next season. The club's best player this season has been captain Bruno Fernandes, who has given them some hope in these difficult times. However, some of the underperforming players are facing an uncertain future at the club, and one of them is Alejandro Garnacho. According to Give Me Sport, the Premier League giants are open to selling winger Garnacho in the summer transfer window. The winger was linked with a move away from Old Trafford in the winter transfer window, but Man United's valuation of £70 million did not sit right with Italian club Napoli, who showed interest in signing the former Atletico Madrid youngster. Garnacho, who is also linked with Chelsea, has had a troubled season at Man United, with the player failing to find consistent form. He has had his ups and downs at Old Trafford this season, and Amorim even praised the youngster recently for some of his impressive showings by saying that the player has changed everything. Man United are looking forward to welcome interest in the winger from potential buyers. Despite all his potential, the player has only scored 4 Premier League goals this season, and his poor form has been costly for the Red Devils. If a suitable offer arrives for him, he would be shown the exit door at Old Trafford. With United preparing for a busy summer, they would need to raise funds with sales. The likes of Garnacho, Marcus Rashford, and Antony are all likely to be sold by the club in order to finance their summer transfer business.